What's up, YouTube? I ain't going in till like 6, man. Got up, as soon as I got off my line, got an email. I'm gonna check in at 6. I'm gonna leave at 6. So let me get at it, man. First time I met Mac Thomas, OG Salty from the Grandies, and Raymond. I met Mac and Salty when I was like 13 or 14, right before I went to Wyatt. I'll never forget, man. Fatso rested in peace. Nutty Block, lived on 165th. He had a green 63 Chevy front and back. And we went over Mike T house on White Marsh in Northwood. Went over there, we seen Salty on the corner of the White. He was talking to somebody, right? I think he was talking to K9, Gilbert, resting in peace from Nutty. As soon as I got out the car, I'm a little dude, right? They was drinking beer. They was drinking some 8-ballers from Silver Sack. Salty did this. He said, well, that's Baby Ollie. Because the Nutty Block's OGs, Alvin Trashman, Mike T and them, Keely Welch and them, Todd, all OGs from over there, Big Mac and them, all of them, they called me Baby Ollie because Big Ollie and Lil Ollie was my cousins, right? And they used to think I was their brother and just didn't live over there, right? So they called me Baby Ollie. Although my nickname my OG nickname was Lil Bam. I dropped a little when I got grown, right? The homies gave me the title OG Bam, and that's the handle I've been running with ever since. Anyway, Salty got at me, man. I'll never forget I had on a little skull Benny, my bomber jacket and shit, cripped out. And cuz Salty was a humble brother, right? Cuz like, hey, little homie, be careful when you be coming over here from front hood, coming over Nutty, in the Grandies. You feel me? They didn't call it Nutty Block then, they called it the Block, 165 Block, right? I'm like, I got you. He said, yeah, I be hearing you're a little managed little motherfucker. Cause he knew I ran with Brent Taylor, Game Uncle, Game Daddy George, and his uncle Greg Taylor, little brother. Brent Taylor was my partner. Like whenever I used to spend the night over my people house, I hung with Lil Ant from Nutty, Big Woody rested in peace, Killer Reds from Nutty, Big Sweet Pea rested in peace. You understand what I'm saying? And Brent Taylor. And I had a partner named Michael Wolf lived on Grandy, right on Dead End Street, right? Nutty Block. So when I spent the night, that's why I hung out with them, right? I used to have some fun over there. But Salty, listen to me, man. He used to tell me though, he said, Crippin' ain't easy. Somebody got to do it. And I always kept that slogan with me, right? Mac, on the other hand, the day I met Mac, man, I got suspended at Willowbrook Junior High. So watch this. I called myself. I wasn't going home because I'm gonna get an ass whooping when I get home. When my mom and daddy get off, I'm gonna get an ass whooping, right? So I roll over my cousin because I know Big Ollie and Lil Ollie hanging out. And I get over there, they chastise me, they verbally chastise me. And Mac went in on me too, man. Like, man, what your little ass be doing? You look bad, little motherfucker, man. Don't be driving your parents crazy. They did OG Crips older than me, man. Listen to me. Them dudes did not believe in younger people being disrespectful to their parents or sending our parents through shit. And what I took from Mac was he didn't want me to go through the shit he was going through in the streets. Gang banging. He ain't had no problem with me being a Crip. Because he used to say, he used to let a motherfucker know, if you're going to do it right. And that's what I took from him. Mac, Raymond, Salty. You understand what I'm saying? Fatso, rest in peace. Big Mac, them from Nutty Block. I took that from my homie Lacelle, rest in peace, from the Pocket. You understand what I'm saying? And because I had a privilege and an honor at meeting dudes like Mac, Salty, and Raymond them at a young age, I wanted to be there pimping them, cripping like they was. Because Raymond started Crip. Mac brought Crip into Compton. And I had the honor of knowing these brothers, man. And Salty, listen to me, man. Salty made a whole lot of sense turn Crips. When Salty got out of YA, man, he went to the East of Compton and let them know it's gonna be Crip over here, it ain't gonna be nothing. You understand what I'm saying? That Salty was one of the Crip generals too, as well as Mac. Now, when last time I seen Mac, it was me, Pet Bull, Raymond Washington, Big Mac. And I was out on bail. I'm on my way to the penitentiary, man. And to a certain degree, I was kind of paranoid about going to prison, right? Because it was a dude I had shot named Big Daryl from the Pocket. I shot dude like 5 times. He survived. And I knew he had a brother. He had 2 brothers that was killers, Shotgun and Herb. They was killers, man. Shotgun was so vicious. I remember when I was low ride, man, I was taking this broad to Churchy Chicken in Luda's Port. I seen her, Shotgun pull up in his Bron. I went in Churchy's and went through the employee's bathroom window and got up out of there because I didn't want him to see me. We ended up seeing each other later on, and he gave my probably said, man, if you'd have killed my little brother, it'd be a problem. But I understood you and my brother had a fight, you whooped on my little brother, and some dudes packed you out. So he understood that he respected the game. And Shotgun was my big homie. He used to mess with Sugar Free Auntie, and that brought up Sugar Free Auntie and June, his uncle, is the ones that, and James is the ones that kind of made sure it wasn't no problem. But her was in the pen, and Raymond told me, just go in there and be yourself. You ain't got to worry about nothing. And I went to the penitentiary, man, being myself. You understand what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to be no more than what I was. Was I trying to impress my big homies like Sumo and Big Ant Marcellus and them? Killer Cali, man, where you been? Shouts out to you too, brother. Where you been hiding at, man? Was I trying to impress Marcellus, Big Ant, Sumo, Raymond, Mac them, Marcellus them? Hell yeah, but I was trying to really impress Sumo, Big Heron, Marcellus, and Big Ant them, my big homies that was in the pen. Because they was, hey, watch this. If it wasn't for them, a whole lot of Compton Crips couldn't walk the main line. They said, watch this, man. Ant, Marcellus, Big Heron, and Sumo paved the way, as well as other people from Compton Crip that was there before me, that was there when Sumo and them started their career in prison, right? Them dudes paved the way for Compton to be able to come up in here and we represent what we represent. And it ain't like saying we was under their protection. It was like your big homie set presidential status for what Compton supposed to be. And those individuals I named put a status quo out there saying this is what Compton Crip representing. This is how we gonna uphold our cripping, right? And I never forget, man, and I said this before, once Chica Bell was my celly, Chica Bell said, man, you remind me of Raymond. That shit went to my head. It blew my head up, man. You understand what I'm saying? I was just trying to be the best Crip I can be. Because what I found out was Crip don't represent me, I represent Crip. It was a whole lot of people in the pen and on the streets shouting Crip. But watch this, man. Crip don't come from your mouth, it come from your heart. You understand what I'm saying? And when I was in the pen, man, I went in there representing Compton Crip to the fullest. I started buffing iron because Big Heron was on swole. Mike Stone was on swole. James X, what's up with you? Heron, Big Ant. The dudes was on swole. So I started buffing iron because I wanted to be just as big as Tookie. I went on so many lockdowns and we couldn't continue always buffing. I said, man, I'm tired of buffing iron. I can do some burpees and work out in my cell. I started trying to build myself up mentally. I started reading a whole lot of books. You understand what I'm saying? My Cusa's the littlest dude, littlest OG, but hit the biggest motherfuckers in the pen. So I kind of wanted to be like Cuse a little degree. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it 100, man. I had a whole lot of OG dudes that looked out for me from the pen, and they just wasn't from Compton. Broke your leg, you fell off a ladder, been in rehab. That's a good thing, man. Hope you're doing better, brother. I got to buy you a beer. I'm recovering, doing better. You know, yeah, you do, man. I'm drinking one now because I ain't got to tap in and work till 6. I'm gonna leave at 6. And they hit me with the email going live early. So hit your boy with that big Killer Cali. But now watch this, man. Dudes like Russell Capers, Chili from Harlem, James Miller, somebody had asked me about Pretty Tony in one of my old lives I did earlier. Pretty Tony from 74 Hoover. When I left old folks and went back down to Tracy, Big Ant Sumo gave me the keys to Tracy. I ran the yard in DBI. right? A lot of dudes was coming down. A lot of them was down there. Eastside Mike was down there. All us was on orientation together. This when they used to feed people pork. And I had stopped eating pork. I would never give nobody my ham on Sunday unless they give me the ice cream. You ain't traded for the ice cream? I threw the ham away. So everybody said, man, Bam, Bam, you ain't CCO, Bam ain't fucking with you. But that wasn't true. Right? So anyway, Pretty Tony come down there. So San Quentin. What a lot of people didn't know was Pretty Tony was a general. But I had the line. So that was like he was my advisor in the shadows. One day we was on the yard, man. This when I was smoking weed, and we on the yard, we smoking weed in the middle of the yard. And the Goob Swine stepped to the yard. Because there was so much drama going on. They know who shot callers are. You can't hide from that. People put you out there, right? So they wanted to know, they wanted to cuff me up, and Pretty Tony like, man, sit down, homie. You ain't going nowhere. I already knew we knew how to stand up to the COs up in there. Like, man, fuck you, ain't doing what you say. But CO, it was CO named Bomber. He said, no, man, you ain't going to the hole and nothing. And some Crips and R&R, we want to know if they can come to the line. I said, that ain't my place to check if they can come to the line. That's on them to check, because it was dudes that was that been hit by CCOs. Now they come to another pen and they want to know if they can come to the main line. Hey, come to the main line and get at me. I don't need COs getting at me. So anyway, did nothing happen to the individuals. They wasn't no smut on them or nothing. They just either you laid down or you chuck your tail. So you had issues behind that in the pen. You understand what I'm saying? But dudes like Raymond, Salty, Mac Thomas, Big Ali, Lil Ali, Big Ant, Marcellus, Cubes, Russell Capers, them, James Miller, Marcellus. You know, them is dudes, them was my mentors, man. And Mac wasn't ever in the pen, and Salty wasn't, and Raymond wasn't in there with me. They was resting in peace when I was in the pen. But these was my mentors when they came to cripping. So I was trying to keep my cripping immaculate. And I went in there, man, just like I say, Marcellus and Ant them and Sumo them paved the way for Comptons. Me and Lebo paved the way for Front Hoods to come in there with that image like, this is how we represent Front Hood, so you got to represent this hood like us. And Hen Dog and Sick Mick and Big Lou, Sherman Blue them, Devil them, they came in behind us, Charlie Smith them, they came in behind us representing that F like we represented that F. They represented Front Hood 131%. They wasn't lacking on their cripping. You understand what I'm saying? They knew how to do time, L. Logan them. A lot of my homies, my little brother Inch them, like, everybody knew Inch because me and Inch looked just like my little brother, right? So he had people that embraced him and took love under him. Like, I commend my homie Charlie Smith from Front Hood because my little brother first got to Soledad. I'm leaving Soledad going to the shoe for assault on the police in 89. I'm finna go to Corcoran Shoe on a 34-month shoe program. I heard my last name, so I'm thinking these police is fucking with my property. Raybo had just bought me a new TV after they done broke my TV. Raybo just bought me a new TV, so I'm hoping these fools ain't fucking with my property before I get on the bus. And here it come, my little brother getting off the bus. It was me and my homie Boogie. Me and Boogie was in the same generation. Boogie had been down like 12 years at this time. I've been down like 8, right? I said, Boogie, there go my little brother. You remember me? Like, yeah. Right then, my eyes got watery because I didn't want to leave my little brother in a prison. This is his first time coming up in here. But dudes embraced my brothers like Boulevard, Charlie Smith, them, JoJo from Great, them, like, hey, Inch, your brother was a rider. They tried to send my brother to the North when he first get to Soledad, and my little brother told me, they say, no, we know who your big brother Bam is. We're going to leave your ass on the 6th floor because you might be a fuck up like your brother. You feel what I'm saying? And my little brother understood that. So when he went, my little brother went to Pelican Bay when they first opened it up. He opened up Calipat, him and my homie Bug. You know what I mean? And it's dudes like my little homies Junebug there, man. Lebo used to write Junebug while he was in YTS, and I was writing my homie Q-Ball while he was in Nellis. And we lacing them about how prison is, because we know the lifestyle we live in. So 9 out of 10, they might end up coming. You understand what I'm saying? So Big Haron, when he meet my little brother, he put my little brother up under his wing. The homie Turtle had love for my little brother. My little brother was a beast, man. It It wasn't too many OBGs from my hood that wasn't beasts, man. It wasn't just my hood. A lot of OBGs out of Compton, when they came out with that OBG, original baby gangster, and they was with the business, man. All of them from the south from the south all the way down the front hoods, man, to the Corvers, to the Monas. The OBGs was with the business. See, when I was in the pen like 5 and 6 years, my little homies that was coming to the pen was Devil, Big Dev that got life without now, Red Boy that's doing hell of a good on the streets from Mona Park, John Boy from the Pocket. John Boy and Red Boy was the youngest Crips in Old Folsom, man. And I used to, damn, man, I felt like that was an added burden to me because I didn't want nothing to happen to my little homies. You feel what I'm saying? And John Boy and Red Boy, they was beasts. My homie moved from Carver. He come to the pen, stayed down for his crown. These was all my little homies. And they, like, my ex-girl, Poo-Poo, had a brother, Tiger, rested in peace, from Santana, right? He was in the pen with Moose from Carver. Moose's brother from my hood, Bowhead. So when Moose meet Tiger, and Tiger told me, yeah, man, you know, Bam front of he fuck with my sister. Moose told me, he said, man, Bam he a shot caller, right? So when Tiger's sister comes see me, we in New Folks, she comes see me on a visit. She said, baby, I talked to my brother. Tiger said, you're a shot caller. She said, how the fuck you a shot caller? He's little motherfucker in the visiting room, littlest dude on the yard. But Poo-Poo knew the courage and the heart that I had, right? And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I was in the press of my big homies. I do shit in the pen to try to impress Cuse and Marcellus and Sumo there. You understand what I'm saying? Even though someone wasn't there with me. I never walked on the main lines with Sumo. We was always in them shoes together. But my big homie heard good things about me. He knew I was a soldier. We corresponded with each other. Some of my road dogs that was in the pen was stuck in the shoe with Sumo while I be on that main line. So I was real active with the business. I took key notes out of Sumo book on how to stay down. Sumo was real vicious, putting tips on the police. Sumo was vicious at staying down and being loyal to soldiers. So I had to be loyal and stay down with the soldiers too. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, they came out with Consolidated Crip organization, but that didn't mean we turned against the foundation of Crip. Consolidated Crip organization and Blue Note organization, man, in all actuality and reality, it's just a name for a structure. It was a structure for cripping in prison. When CCO first came out, before CCO came out, the first Crip Constitution was the Blue Magic Constitution. Then Blue Magic came back, eliminated Blue Magic, it became CCO, Consolidated Crip Organization, and our law was the Crip law in prison. Just like with Damoos, when I hear a lot of young Damoos say, I ain't never heard a Keyway say, oh man, my big homie got cut on him. I hear a lot of Damoos say, oh, the homie got cut on him. But let me share this with you, man. I don't know why they say that, because the ones who say they ain't got cut on them, when they're in prison and they up under paperwork, they follow the rules of the structures that's on their main lines. If you're a Damu, whether you bloodline or you be in, whatever structure is running that yard, that's the structure you follow. When CCO was out and active, real active, whoever hit our yard, he was cripping, they fell up under the Crip structure, the bylaws and the laws of CCO. Our law was the Crip law, right? Like I got real tight with L Crazy from Schoolyard. He was in Tracy first time in the pen, right? I'm gonna show you I got tight with L Crazy. He was looking at my pictures. He said, oh man, I know this broad. There's a broad named Lynn. L Crazy used to get money. I kind of plexed up, right? Because I wasn't out there when Turtle and them first started getting all that money, when the big old donkey ropes and all that, having pages on them. But L Crazy was I was in the same wing with him, C wing. Him and N-Dog from Harlem was tight. N-Dog was my comrade that turned Blue Note. But N-Dog used to tell people, hey man, we got to have soldiers escorting band. Whenever I'm walking, I had soldiers with me. I had 2 in the front and 2 in the back. But wouldn't nobody try to steal me, right? Because at one time in Tracy, the Jammers put a hit out on me, right? I was on the phone, and the dude named Slim Guyton put me. He said, man, when you get off the phone, let me holler at you. You know, because Jammers believe if you kill a head, the body gonna die. I was a dude that came down from level 4 yard running the main line, so I was a threat to him. Because now they seeing Crips stand down for what they know. Kev Young, what's next, huh? What you want to be next, my good brother? But anyway, man, Salty and Mac Thomas and Raymond, them was some good brothers. I had the privilege of meeting Jamil when Tookie ran the Crip home on my speaker. Last Crip home, when I was on the show last night with Too Pretty Kenny, Tookie never ran Bob Simmons, y'all. Tookie used to come up to Bob Simmons because Bob Simmons knew him. Bob Simmons had the group home on Atlantic Drive. Tookie ran the Red House. After he got shot, he came to the group home on Slater. Guy Walker was in there, Lil Cross, right? So I met Jamil there, right? Jamil was buff on. He wasn't as big as Tookie because he was fat, but his muscles looked like he had muscles, right? And Jamil was a low-key bully, right? Tookie, on the other hand, I used to go down there and see him. Hey, watch this, man. I start work at 7. I'm going in at 6. I was gonna go in at 3. You understand? I'm a custodian, man. I normally have on my shirt when I do lives before I go to work, right? But I paint houses on the side, Mr. Young. You feel me? But Jamil and Tookie was totally different, man. I used to go over there and look at Tookie and them buff on. I used to see Tookie cook food before he buff on. Damn, they eat a whole motherfucker, a dozen of eggs and potatoes and shit. And then they have all the weights in the living room. And they're buff on because the living room had a sliding closet, but it was mirrors. And they'd be buffing on. I'd go down. It was like a little den because this used to be my homies in them house before Mr. Shaw bought it. And I'd go up in there and shoot pool with dudes in there. I used to go down to the group home and shoot dice with a lot of them, right? Breaking finding keys on the people who broke. But Tookie had a raggedy white 65 Chevy. Doug Shaw, Mr. Shaw's son, he stayed in one of the duplexes. That was the office of the group home. But I was in Bob Simmons on Atlantic Drive. Me and one of the junior counselors in there was JB, Jimmy Butler. Hit them lights. Tell him, Miss Thompson, that it was Jimmy Butler, OG Paru boy, right? It was a dude named Popeye from Campanella. All of us went to Tubman except Popeye. Bob Simmons was letting Popeye go to Dominguez. Popeye played the shit out there basketball. Popeye played basketball like my big homie Rennie from Carver Park, man. Boy had game. This before Mike Gordon. Why do the Southerners team up with the Woods and not with the blacks in prison? Hey, watch this, man. I'm still confused behind that myself. I mean, how can you want to align yourself with somebody that oppress your people, right? And that, watch this. That's confusing for a whole lot of blacks and a whole lot of Hispanics. They might not admit to that, but in the county jail, when we was robbing white boys, when white boys was get robbed in the county jail, the Southerners wouldn't help them. They'd look at them like y'all some busters. They'd get angry with them because they wouldn't do nothing to them. You feel me? Kevin Young, what you mean times? I need to know. Hey, but thank you. The best times. Thank you, Kevin Young. I seen what it was. But listen to me, man. I don't know why the Southerners and the Woods align themselves with each other. Hispanics, the administration and CDC assist the Southerners and the white boys. You can be locked in your cell, man. Let me share something with you, man. I've seen a lot of old brothers. I'm 62 years old, man. Just turned 62 last month on the 1st, Mr. Young, right? They say the 60 is the new 40, and that's what I'm trying to keep it as. I know it's kind of dark up in here, y'all. I'm gonna put that light up in there for y'all, right? But listen to me, though, man. When I was in the pen, and we had that race shit, a lot of Southerners used to hit old brothers that didn't have nothing to do with nothing. They was just black. But we never did that to them. I done seen old Hispanic dudes, man, barely can walk, come out their cells, right? I wouldn't do nothing to them. And the reason that the Southerners did it because the police have set us up. They might have this brother might be going on a medical, going to the dental, or going to see the doctor. Now, watch this. I'm not talking gangbang. I'm talking about how it used to be, brother. This is just stories I'm giving out. I'm a non-active gang member, Mr. Young, so don't misconstrue that. Please don't. You understand what I'm saying? I promote my neighborhood in a positive way today. I'm trying to be a positive role model in my community. But anyway, they used to hit doors and they get at us. They'll get at us and they'll put them brothers at risk. They might hit this old dude, he might be in his late 60s or something, right? And they hit 3 or 4 other cells. So whenever you came out your cell during lockdown, you had to be ready. If they running controlled showers, where they ain't escorting you to the showers in them level 4s, you came out your cell, you just can come out with your shower shit, you came out with your knife, you came out ready. You understand what I'm saying? Because the police, they say it's an accident, but how can it be an accident hitting another cell door when you know you don't supposed to open it? See, my biggest fear in prison, man, let me share something with y'all, man. My biggest fear in prison wasn't no inmate. It was the police with the gun, because he can open them doors and just start shooting. Where we gonna run to? That was my biggest fear in prison, because police walk around there, some of the scary, that old myth saying they got bullied in school, you can damn near start believing it. Because them police come up in there with them fucked up ass personalities. Their wives didn't give them no pussy last night. Their kids talking shit to them. They come up here with these different characters and think we supposed to accept the shit they dishing out. And we didn't accept that. Right? But when it came to that, the gang members, what it was, they didn't respect how Crips and Bloods was in there stand down for what we knew. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, we had casualties. When it was wartime, it was casualties. But trust and believe, white boys and Southerners had casualties too. Check this out, man. We was at war with the enemy in there. We wasn't at war with the white boys. The only thing the white boys did is probably gave them stock weapons for they can be able to make knives, pass certain contraband for them. But them dudes wasn't no Thatcher to us in the penitentiary. ABs had played out. And brother had played out. So the Nazi lowriders came up in there. But them dudes wasn't no figure. They do, majority of their harm go to their own people. They too focused on which one of their people is a pedophile, come up in there for rape. That's why you get the white boy that be on Big Hurt show talking about this is how they ran theirs. Watch this, man. I ain't trying to take nothing from the Woods up in the pen, but to me, man, Woods wasn't no motherfucking threat. Then we had a few scrimmages with them. Hey, man, we have a scrimmage with them today. Trust and believe the scrimmage over with. When they built Hot Desert and opened up Hot Desert, white boys is kind of thick, but you can go to level 4s today, man, and you can count the white boys on 10 hands on how many is on 1 yard. You can go on one building and count how many brothers might be in one building on 2 hands. But if the white boys got into it with any race, blacks or Hispanics, right? The system, CDC will move all the white boys in one building. But let it be blacks and Hispanics getting into it. If it's 10 blacks in the building filled with 200 motherfucking Hispanics, you think they finna move 10 blacks in the building where they people is deep? No. So you ain't have to worry about out there 220 motherfuckers, 20 of them might be killers. The other 200 just there for a number. Sometimes people are more afraid of the numbers than the actual motherfuckers that's gonna do something. And once they see you're not afraid of the numbers and that you're not afraid to come out your cell and participate with the funk, they start respecting you. In prison, man, black, white, and Hispanics. Soldiers respect soldiers. They don't care where you from or what organization you represent. So I went to prison, man, and was told everything wasn't a Crip was my enemy. But when I hit that level 4, I found out everything wasn't black was my enemy. Everything black, it was some form of alliance with them. Because I've been on yours, man. I mean, when I first got to folks, when I got out the shoe, a dude walked over to me with Big Knife from West Side. He said, man, said my whole name. He said, man, you popped on me. When you bust on me, I had to go severe. I used to fuck with a broad in you. And I started laughing. Had to walk away from him, but he like, oh, man, I ain't tripping, man. Because watch this. Don't nobody take shit personal. You understand what I'm saying? They talk about youngsters. I mean, I've seen some youngsters come to the penitentiary in them level 4 yards and stay down, more down than the motherfuckers that been down on them level 4 yards 15, 20 years. You know, everybody that's on the level 4 ain't down. Everybody on level 3 ain't down. People act like it ain't no drama on them lower level yards, but it be drama on them level lower yards. How you think them brothers became level 4s? Because they were staying down for their crown. I don't consider Every black man, when I was in prison, every black man wasn't my enemy. But if we get into it with y'all, hey man, y'all know it ain't personal, it's just business. Let's get this shit out the way and get back down to the program at hand. Sometimes a lot of us get caught up behind fake ass debts, bullshit ass business going wrong. And drugs and phones is the cause of a lot of problems in prison today, man. A lot of watch this, man. I used to get mad when brothers go at each other behind the debt, but a Hispanic on them because they know they couldn't get to them because people said if you step to them, it's a problem. But watch this, man. I'd rather have that problem than see a brother go at each other. And this is what I had to learn in prison. Everybody that advocated ain't about it. You got some dudes just shouting, but they wasn't about it, man. I seen a whole lot of non-affiliated brothers when them riots be happening, them the ones staying down and ain't doing no running. I seen Christian brothers really stay down, drop that Bible and say, no, man, I'm black. I got to stay down. Jesus didn't rant. And gambling, you called it right, man. And gambling create a whole lot of problems. I'd watch this, man. I didn't insisted on paying another brother's debt for it wouldn't be no black on black problem and tell my homie like, hey, cuz I ain't gonna do this no more. You get in debt next time, you can go get your knife, tuck your tail, get your ass off this line. If you put me in some bullshit behind your gambling, we're gonna have some problems. Them youngsters, if they get around the right OG, they're not misled. They're led in the right direction. They're enlightened to the truth and the real. I never tried to put nobody on the paperwork when I was in prison because didn't nobody slide nothing up under my door. I wasn't misguided and wanted to be CCO. I recruited myself to want to be CCO because my big homie Sumo and the biggest Squarby was my big homie. So quite naturally, I wanted to be what Haron was, Sumo was in prison because they were soldiers, man. I don't even consider Cuse and Sumo them as soldiers. I take them out the category with me. I'm a soldier, them as warriors, man. So if you don't know what you're doing, going to try to steal one of them, you're going to get stolen. You understand what I'm saying? Like I say, man, Cuse was one of the littlest motherfuckers in the pen, and every motherfucker I seen Cuse stab was a big motherfucker. I had a lot of love, like he said on Kev Mack. He said, I was in the pen, Trace and folks from Sherwood, and with Bam. And Bam was with the business. I didn't know how to do no running. Cuse and them didn't fuck with busters, man. You understand what I'm saying? The first job I got tight with was a brother named Catfish up out of Stockton. Him and Big Juan were in the Jamas when I was in Tracy. But when Catfish came down to Tracy, homie, watch this. Some of the Jamas dropped the kite on him because he coming to clean the backyard and get their car back right. They dropped the kite on him. And at this time, the Crips and Bloods is on lockdown because it was a Crip that lost his life. So they got us on lockdown, but they giving us yard. But only people on the yard is Crips by ourselves and the Bloods by themselves. So guess who yard Catfish was coming to? The Keyway yard. We embraced the Catfish. And it was because of dudes like Michael Stone and Cuse. He knew him from old folks like Big Mousy Brown. Me and Big Mousy Brown got tight because he knew Sumo, Scarby them. So when he come down, having about a position of power in prison is a mother. You try to practice democracy, but oftentimes you must lay down a demonstration. Let others try to make moves on you and yours. And watch this, Classic Jones, and that's just what it is. Watch this, man. A lot of brothers come from old folks from St. Queen when I had all that power and trace. Some of them name was in the hat. But being that Sumo said run the yard the way I see fit, if they didn't have snitching on their jacket or running out on a motherfucker, I gave him a pass. I take the green light off of him, and my big homie accepted it because he the one gave me the keys to the yard. Like, run it the way you see fit. Hey, watch this, man. Every person don't deserve to get stabbed. It's all forms. When I first went to prison, it's all forms of DPing. You can have a person run 20 laps. You can take his yard privilege from him. You understand what I'm saying? You can take and say, man, we're going to confiscate that TV for 30 days. You're on TV restriction. You can't watch TV. And it was voluntary giving. We didn't have to send no soldiers down there to get the TV. This is a part of a DP. You might have to write standards saying how much you love Crip. You might have to do a book report, but it was all form of snitching, discipline. But if you was a rat, you ran out on a motherfucker, and you already knew what you had coming. So 9 out of 10, guess what they did? They was trying to get to the softer and the weakest prisons where they wouldn't have problems. Well, wouldn't nobody know their history? But you can't hide from negative shit. It's the positive shit that people don't speak on. It's the negative shit that they do speak on. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what was going on in prison. I was a young dude with a whole lot of power, man, and didn't know how to handle that power. That power went to my head. So I created enemies for myself. I used to say at one time my enemies was my big homie enemies. No, I created some of my own enemies because they heard I did something to their homies, and they might didn't like how I did something to their homies. I was just telling my homeboy, I used to press on dudes for sex. Like, you got to break bread. Is American Me based on a true story? If so, is it true that they burnt the brother? I never heard of that. American Me is based on a true story. But watch this. I never heard of them burning no brother, killing no brother in the cell. When you see the dude that supposed to be portraying Doc Holliday, ain't no way you can take custody of police and it ain't gonna be no repercussions behind it. You understand what I'm saying? But if you really pay attention to American Me, once Cheyenne, once the boy Santana, whatever his name is, James Osmo's character, once he really started reading a lot of literature and got into his people, he started seeing that he didn't like Northerners and Southerners really beefing with each other. That he just wanted to be one La Raza, one La Raza. He understood why blacks stayed down for each other. At this time, Crips wasn't even at the pen when they was talking about American Me. I never had personal conversations with Joe Morgan, but I was in the shoe with Joe Morgan, a reputable soldier. You can't, watch this, man. You can't take nothing from somebody that earned it. What's up, King Mike? How you living, man? You can't take nothing that's earned. You feel what I'm saying? You hear a lot of dudes, man, try to say shit about Blue Notes and CCOs. I mean, I'm thumbs down on them dudes that wasn't CCO and Blue Notes that got something negative to say. Every Crip in prison wasn't CCO. Every Crip in prison wasn't no Blue Note. But that didn't mean they was soft or something. Because every one of my homies, man, everybody from front hood wasn't on the paperwork. You understand what I'm saying? My homies stayed down in the pen. Other Crips stayed down. I didn't just, when it came to Crippin', man, I was with Crippin'. You feel me? I was just with Crippin' in the pen. Then I figured it out after reading so many motherfucking black literature books that Crippin' was a choice and being a black man wasn't. I was born a black man, so I had no choice but to stay down for what I was. I'm a black man, and Crippin's a choice. Now, if you step to this Crip collective, I'm still black, but I'm representing Crippin', and that's what it was. You understand what I'm saying? You hear dudes say, oh man, dudes slid paperwork up under the door. You hear dudes say, oh man, them Crips and Bloods was letting the white boys and the Mahindas smash them. And man, these dudes ain't never been to prison. These dudes ain't never been to California prison. They don't know what we was going through in prison. But watch this, man. If that was the case, why would you want to be a part of something? Why would you claim Crip if you want to belittle the Crips out of LA? And this is where it started at. You're supposed to pay homage to us just as well we pay homage to you. Because if it wasn't for the crack academic, man, Crips wouldn't be nationwide. I don't care what nobody say, man. So can't nobody from a different state come to my hood and put a sack down. We ain't having that. We ain't even allowing another motherfucker from another hood to come in my hood and put a sack down. He can put the sack down, people through somebody from the hood, but him posting up himself, no. And I ain't watch this, man. I met a whole lot of dudes like Will from Chicago. Will was a gangster disciple. Will ran with the Crips in Tracy. Then you had a vice lord there from Chicago. He ran with the Damus in Tracy. Everybody picked their side they want to choose and roll with, man. Don't knock what we go through in prison if you wasn't there. Stop saying motherfuckers slid paper. You heard people slide paperwork up under the door, and this is what it is. RHC, I'm back at it, man. And I'm trying to keep this education going, brother. But listen to me, man. Stop believing in the myth. This one of my homies in the pen. We wasn't trying to teach our young homies to come to the pen and be up on the paperwork. I told all my homies that grew up in my era, in my general era in Compton, and don't get up under nothing, man. Because you might not like the outcome. If your name come up, it's time for you to put your due in. You know, if you don't put your due in, what's going to happen? Everybody get a turn, man. Don't no soldier just can be able to do time. Every reputable motherfucking soldier and every foot soldier must participate in some form of combat when it comes to that prison activity, man. And that's real talk. Because if you don't, man, you're going to either be a victim, and I'd rather be a suspect than a victim. Bottom line, I don't have nothing against no Crip set in prison. I know everybody from every damn, I know at least 2 or 3 people from every Crip set and from every Damu set. I might not remember them by name, but I'm real known in the system. My record was immaculate. I ain't trying to toot my own horn, but my homies that went up in there and motherfuckers like, Bam, or Bam with the business, he a soldier. You understand what I'm saying? But when you in there, it ain't about where you from, it's about where you're going. Either you're gonna go to that PC yard or you're gonna stay down on that mainline yard and stay down for what you know and what you was taught to be. Everybody ain't cut from the same cloth, man. Everybody ain't built the same way. You understand what I'm saying? What most people, what the problems get caused in prison is people don't know how to play their position. They try to get in another lane and try to play a position that they ain't meant to play. If you're a D-boy from the hood, stay trying to sell you some dope. If you're a pistol man, stay being a pistol man. I knew some killers from hoods come up in them penitentiaries and came to the pen and they wasn't no killers no more. The hub always stood strong. Watch this. I ain't trying to take nothing from nobody the way my homie just said that. The hub always stays strong. So I love my homies like RH, Nate Tillman them. Nate was a beast in that motherfucker from Palmer. You couldn't step to a Compton motherfucker if Nate was on their yard. They gonna clean that up, man. But if that Compton motherfucker was wrong, they gonna be the first one to get on it. I was like that. Real Comptons is like that. Watch this, man. I ain't met a Compton that wasn't under paperwork, that wasn't CCO. A lot of people believe all Comptons were CCOs, right? Well, I'm here to tell you it was a dude named Cool Breeze, was a Blue Note. Said he was from Compton. You feel me? I'm living good, ZG. Now watch this, man. This dude, Cool Breeze, claimed Corner Pocket. Cool Breeze my age. I don't even know that dude, man. I ain't taking nothing from him. He a Blue Note for real. But I ain't taking nothing from that brother, man. If he was from Corner Pocket and he my age, RH is in this show right now. Anybody that grew up in Front Hood, Corner Pocket, and claiming Front Hood, Corner Pocket, or AG, Anzac Great, we all knew each other. Regardless of what turf we was claiming, if you was from Carver, Mona, Sixer, within that little area right there, we all knew each other. And Compton stood down with each other, homie. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know Cool Breeze, but I heard a lot of things about him. But I ain't never seen that brother cut corners in the pocket. Every time I meet a dude in jail from Corner Pocket, man, you know the first name they'll say, I'm some kin to the Stones. Stop saying that, man, when I know the whole Stone family. All of them last name ain't Stone. I know all of them. I knew the mama. I knew all the way to their baby brother Tom. I knew the Stones, man. I was a dude that can run inside, run in the mother house and in the kids. See, Miss Stone had 2 houses in Corner Pocket. Her house, where Bonnie, Punchy, John Boy, and Tom lived in. The other one was Anthony, Michael, Tweety, and Barbara Jean lived in the other house. I was able to run in both houses. When I got out the pen, man, I was a dude that come. If I came in the pocket, my homies like Michael Stone and their mamas would be like, well, you better go down there and see my mama. Like Frank Van, man, you ain't want to see my mama? I had to go see them. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm known in my neighborhood. I ran in my hood. I cut corners. Same with AZ. When I get out, man, I always watch this. The first house I go to is Grady Cross, Mama house, Mama Dora's house. And she resting in peace. God bless her soul. Great lady. You feel me? I got to go see my big homie, Grady Cross' sister, Linda Cross. That's my big home girl. I had an older female, she lived on AG, her son from AG. Listen what I'm telling you, man. We didn't always beef like that, but when Compton was in the pen, people admired Compton Crippin. Even Doc Moves respect Compton Crippin. And they respected our Crippin because we didn't beef on each other in jail. It's a street thing. Now, it's getting back where it's cool. Crips on Crips ain't beefing in Compton. We stand down as one hub city, CC Rider. And that's what it's all about. And when you can get it back like that, that's how you know that you're running anybody from the pen from San Diego. Trey Dog, Trey Deuce, Big Wolf, Holly Fu, a few others, man. What Say? Me and Say had a squabble in the pen, became real tight. Tap in to our age because I'm going to work. I'm going to leave at 6. So I'm going to go live probably because I'm only working 4 hours today, man. You know, watch this. The building, ain't nobody showing up in the Paramount building, so they ain't really letting us work. They giving us hours, which is cool, and I respect that. But Pete, man, Say was a good brother. Blue from San Diego. These was good cats I met. I met a few Damus out of Dago. It was cool because I got cousins that lived in Dago. Their daddy had a barber shop over there by Lincoln Park. But I don't know if his son is a banker. I knew his son ended up in the pen, but I don't know if he banking. You understand what I'm saying? I ran across people. If a motherfucker was a Crip in the pen, don't excuse my language when I say motherfucker. If a brother was a Crip or the blood in the pen, he was on the yard with me, man. I'm either we gonna some type of way we gonna associate ourselves with each other. You would know a person in prison, man. A person with a reputation is known based on his reputation. So dudes might say, "Oh, they go OG Bam right there." So sometimes people go out their way to want to meet you. It's not about what you know; it's about who you know. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes who you know keep the cheat off of you. What you know can keep you surviving. Double-edged sword, if you understand what I'm saying. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Because who you know can keep the cheat off of you. What you know gonna keep you surviving. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the name of the game in the pen, man. I never tried to recruit nobody to become CCO. I had one dude named Roland tell motherfuckers he lied because the Blue Notes and got their eyes is in their favor. And this dude said I got him drunk in the cell, let him read the Constitution. No, man. Watch this, man. I ain't getting no motherfucker drunk and let him read no Constitution. And when the funk came to him, I'm the one stayed down for him. He stayed down for himself. He broke down like a shotgun, man, and submitted to the will of the power. Bam didn't submit to the will of the power. Bam stayed down. You understand what I'm saying? And that's all I knew how to do. OG Bam read my last comment. Read my last comment. Let me see what it is. What is it? It's American. Yeah, I read that. It's American Me based. Yes, it was based on a true story, but I can't confirm that any brother got burnt up in the pen. Listen to me, man. When the movie American Me came out, the image started having problems within their own collective. That's when that S&Y yard got real thick. Dudes was dropping out. The movie portrayed them as taking advantage of their people, breaking them down, charging them. What was your first time like meeting Big Took? It was cool, Casper, but it was like you wanted to be buff. When you first meet Took, you want to be a dude that get buff, right? Tookie had a group home on my street, so I always went in and out the group home. I was a Crip dude, man, that hung out in LA too. I used to hang out in 8-9 before it was 8-9 East Coast. Me and Doug was real tough. Charles Moore, have you ever done time with Devil from Santa Ana Watergate? Yes, I have. Sneak from Santa Ana Watergate is one of my rags, homie. You understand what I'm saying? Sneak is one of my rags. Sneak is a little dude, look like a little essay boy. But Sneak is a straight soldier. Me and Sneak was in Salinas Valley together. New Folsom together. Me and Calipat together. Riders. You understand what I'm saying? Sneak, one of my comrades, man. Sneak got keys in the neighborhood called the Watergate's wrong with the neighborhood. I'm gonna tell y'all about this incident in New Corcoran. I was with this little brother, Ken Dog from Harlem, right? Me and Ken Dog walking. We walking out. We had just got on the main line. And I love the Ken Dog soldierism because he seen a motherfucker that he just got into it with in New Folsom. He knew he had to get his men. But he don't tell me. We just walk. Next thing I know, the boy just take flight. I liked it that. Because I did that in New Corcoran one time, man. A white boy about 6'3" was calling us niggas over the tier. You know, so when they ran yard, me and my homie Tiny Tim was walking the track. I got the KC on me. I see the white boy standing by the light pole on the yard. I had to jump up and bust on the white boy in his neck. I hit him in his neck and hit him on the side. Low-key got away with it till somebody told him and the police came and got him, right? 28-month-old shoe I got to go do. But I didn't call with spoiled milk in prison, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? If motherfuckers was trying to bust on a motherfucker, if I got whacked, sliced with a razor blade one time during a ride. I didn't take that personal because it wasn't personal. This is just something you had to do at this time. That's why I don't have nothing against Blue Notes. I mean, only people who gave CCO problems in prison was the Blue Notes. And let me share the real reason why I believe that. And I say that. Because the only person could have hit me in prison was a Crip, because that was the only one I was going to let up on me real close enough to be able to do some damage to me, was another Crip. So Crips, CCOs, and Blue Notes gave each other the most drama. The mugging organization didn't give us nothing. We gave them the motherfucking blues. Do brothers have problems? They see a black person running with the Southerners in prison? No. We're allowed to happen. Do I like it? No. But Southerners had a problem with seeing Mexicans come in there claiming Crips. White boys had a problem with seeing white boy Crips coming in. So I was a dude that wouldn't let no white boy Crip. If you wasn't white boy Crips in my hood, you couldn't be my celly. Because I seen a lot of white boy Crips hit the yard when they know the white boy's gonna move on them, and they wait on the white boy to come instead of taking off on them first. Take off on them first and you're gonna get my support, right? I remember I was in the pen, white boy come to my cell like, oh, cuz I'm finna come in. And no, you ain't coming in here. Where you from? When he told me where you from, and go get at one of your homies. We already on lockdown. So I know if I let you in here, when the white boys come out, they coming at you. I'm gonna help you. I got to help myself. I remember one time, man, I had a dude from Denver Lane in my cell, right? I was doing the layover, Delano, going back to Folsom. So it got me in Delano. Little young brother named Creep. I guess Denver Lanes and Contaparus was getting into it behind something. And Twin from Elm Street stepped to the door. HB from Millis manipulated the problem, said Creep over there. But me and Creep is in the cell, right? And I'm telling dude, Twin come up in there finna get the dope. I say, hey, Twin, you can't come up in here, man. You can't come up in here, homie. You got to catch him outside of this cell, because if you run up in here on him, I got to help myself. I'm going to help myself. You ain't just coming at him, you coming at me. But I wake that brother Creep up. I said, man, get up, put your boots on. You got some problems at the door. I solved a problem for him. And Twin from Elm Street told him, he said, man, I'm going to respect what the big homie Bam say, but you whack something out in them courthouses. So be careful when you be in them jails, you whacking hoods out. Be careful putting hoods on you, tattooing hoods on you, and whacking them out. Now you hear dudes get on here, man, and say, oh, if a dude got a BK whacked out on me, gonna have, no, he's not. No, he's not. Didn't nobody rush down moves because they had CK. Probably like, you might have a person that, because he loaded and want to challenge that dude because he personally don't like him. They, man, what's that CK mean? You already know what it means. You understand what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of Crips got BK on them. It's a whole lot of Bloods that got CK on them. They just don't got individual sets whacked out on them. That's going above and beyond. That's doing too much. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be on no yard with nobody got front hood killer on them, man. Believe that. You can't, and I'm an old ass man. Watch this. Football told me a long time ago in Calipat, sit back and kick rocks, big homie. We got this now. So my job in prison, once I got to a certain age in prison, man, I became somewhat of an advisor, pulling people like football in with all the influence in the pen, like, hey, homie, this is what's supposed to go down, this how it's supposed to be. Let's not wreck ourselves. When we get caught up in bullshit without having a dialogue, we're gonna wreck ourselves. Did you run into Whack Deuce from San Diego? Whack Deuce, my partner, man. Talking about white boy Whack Deuce. Whack Deuce, my partner. I met Whack Deuce. Based on my ideology, I met him on YouTube, and we was cool. You understand what I'm saying? I got his number, he got my number. We tap in with each other from time to time. But y'all need to understand, man, for some reason, blacks that was running with the Southerners, I looked at them, it's like not betraying me, you was betraying your parents. How can you betray your parents? Ain't nothing wrong with a brother being in an Hispanic gang. But when you come to jail and you go against your race, you're no longer a black man. You ain't sold me out, you sold your motherfucking self out. And that's how the game go, man. I look down at that. But we got Hispanic Crips up in there. It was a white boy Crip in Old Folsom with me when I left Calipat and went up there to become a mentor in the drug program. I used to tell my homie Cuba, I don't like that white boy. He was dirty, nasty as a motherfucker. Used to walk the yard like he was hard. And one day say, hey, my nigga, can I get a rolling paper? I'm like, I ain't your nigga, cuz, and don't call me that. He had a frown with it, but he also knew, because some of his homies told him, That's OG Bam. I had just put somebody out of Stockton out my cell because he was nasty, right? And everybody that knew I did time, my homie Q-Ball used to clown on York. He said, man, Bam in there, I leave a kite on the top bunk if I ain't got no celly. This is a crib sale. You can't come in here up under hard drugs. Don't come in here with that bullshit. You couldn't make wine in my cell. You couldn't use hard drugs in my cell. And you had to have something going on. I ain't talking about nobody taking care of you. I'm talking about you wasn't going to sleep all day and watch TV all day being my celly. You had to be trying to do something in prison. So it's all about trying to beat the system by educating yourself. I turned my prison term into a college term. I went to Coastline College up in that motherfucker. I used to do a whole lot of reading. Yeah, we had them idiot boxes in there, but man, I ain't watch TV all day in my motherfucking shit. I just cut my TV off. I did a lot of reading. I wrote a lot of letters, man. I'm a motherfucker that can honestly and truthfully tell you, I wrote 5 to 6 letters a day, 10-page letters, 8-page letters, 6-page letters, sending them out to females and to my family members, man, to my homies. I had people that didn't never write back, but I wrote them faithfully once a week. I'm tapping in. How you doing? Like my homie Black Tony, wife Denny Mo's sister Linda Moses. When I came home, she see me at Ronnie's spot. She say, Sherwood, I ain't realize your ass was that motherfucking intelligence. I started reading your letters. Listen to me, man. I went in there educating myself. So I ain't never known nothing about Malcolm X. So I went to prison. I heard of Malcolm X. But the other thing, they was funny in my era, when I was a kid, they was always talking about Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey. I went in there and got up on Malcolm X, and look at here, man, my whole attitude and outlook of life and cripping changed. Because Malcolm X came from the same gutter I came from, man. Got his PhD in the streets, got his master in prison. And that's what happened with a lot of brothers, Crips and Bloods. We go up in them penitentiaries and we start reading Black literature, right? And we elevate our Cripism, we elevate our Bloodism. So when I come to the streets, my little homies, Redbird Bone them, find them, they lace me who to fuck with, who not to fuck with. This is what people need to take heed to when they homies come home. These youngsters ain't, watch this, man. When I was in the pen, motherfuckers saw them youngsters, they pressing on G's. I never got caught up in that. I never was pressed in my hood. Some of these dudes that say they getting pressed by these youngsters till they got kicked in the ass and told to kick rocks. You ain't nobody over here. Watch this, man. That OG title ain't given. It's earned. You don't just give yourself that OG title. Them youngsters got to give you that. It's earned, man. My little homies respect my G-ism. From Bug to Insane to Bowhead to Burt to Redbird to Vine them, Bone them, Pirate them, Black them, Buddha them, Eddie J them, Said them. They respect my thugism. They respect my G-ism. Watch this. I didn't do low shit in the streets. I ain't do low shit in the pen. Oh, I might have made a few motherfucking mistakes, but I'm known for handling my business. Was it news to you when Big Ron told everyone he was the nephew of Raymond, or did you already know since you knew Raymond? That was news to me. I didn't know. It was a lot of people. Watch this, man. I used to fuck with this girl, and her kids had some friends. This dude came over there and said he was kin to Raymond one night. So when you say you some kin to Raymond to me, I immediately embrace you. But it's a whole lot of people. I ain't talking about Big Ron. It's a whole lot of people claiming to be some kin to Raymond. Ain't kin to Raymond. It's a whole lot of people claiming to know Raymond. Let me share something with you, man. Any and everybody just couldn't hang around Raymond. You had to be somebody or had the potentials of being somebody for Raymond to fuck with you in the script, sir. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people believe Tookie brought Crippin to Compton. No, Mac Thomas brought Crippin to Compton. Tookie didn't hang out in Compton. Tookie ran group homes in Compton. Raymond hang out in Compton. Did he hang out in every hood? No. Nah. The hood he hung out in was the block. That's why I met him at. See, I met him at my family house. I didn't meet him hanging into a cone. Y'all get them likes up, man. Hit them likes and subscribe. I got 41 people up in here, and I'm on one. Raymond, do I have any OG Q story? Q was one of my mentors. Me and Q had that relationship in the pen. We called each other by our first name. That was our personal joke. What's up, Sherwood? What's up, Gilbert? Q was a soldier. I used to admire Q putting 400 pounds on his motherfucking shoulders and Tracy walking up and down the steps in Tracy. I done seen Q bust on motherfuckers, man. I don't even know if he want me to say this, but I'm gonna say it, man. I seen Q by a motherfucker, a pint of ice cream, walking to the church and old folks and damn near kill him. Cuse is a soldier, man, a warrior, man. I respect my big homie. I met his brother Mouse at the boys' home on my street because his brother Mouse, rest in peace, used to buff around with Tookie. I met his brother Rusty from A-Trade, resting in peace in the pen with him. Cuse is in the league all by himself. You ain't gonna hear nothing negative on Cuse. And Cuse ain't gonna speak on nobody that got negativity on him, got smut on him. Trust and believe that. Rockhead, my comrade, not just my comrade, my homeboy. Then I knew Pretty Boy, Tim. I met a lot of these brothers in the pen, and we was all soldiers, and we stayed down for each other, man. And you got some of these brothers that did podcasts. I'm gonna keep it 100. They've been interviewed, and they putting 100 on their story, right? You got a motherfucker say, I seen a dude do an interview on his own podcast. He dropped some love, say, yeah, man, I heard all them OG motherfuckers from Compton was in there on that booty bandit shit, that homosexual shit. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's bullshit, that's a lie. And why would this dude repeat some bullshit that he never heard himself? Why would he try to discredit an OG motherfucker? When you lying on OG, you discrediting your motherfucking self. Why every time an OG saying something positive on YouTube, when we get on Kev Mack, and Kev Mack interviews go so good with us, dudes become haters. Why is a motherfucker get more than 1,000 subscribers? People want to hate on him. We get the trolls coming up here saying this and saying that. Hey man, don't get mad because you can't walk a mile in our shoes. Don't get mad because you can't experience what we done went through in life. Or you would have bowed down going through the same type of experiences. No, man, I'm not on YouTube to cause controversy or create no form of motherfucking displeasures in the Black community. I'm here to rebuild my community. So I always say this, man, I'm going to say it right now. I'm not a product of my environment. My environment is a product of me. I destroyed my community. My community wasn't destroyed when I came off the porch. My community was a good community. Wasn't no writings on the wall. People didn't lock their front and back doors. Black folks stayed down with each other. You understand what I'm saying? But as always, when organizations is created, a form of jealousy come back, envy come back, lies and myths is nothing but a tool of propaganda within the Black community. It's a tool to keep us divided, and divided is nothing but for the enemy to conquer us, and that's what they do. See, I got slashed one time in the county jail when I came down on my appeal, right? Mexicans come out their cuffs. Everybody wasn't left out the tank. It was some damoos in there. Left out the tank wouldn't help us. But I'd have did that to them? Hell no. I'd have came by my cuffs and supported them brothers. See, but this is what people do. Because we did so much to motherfuckers in this gang circle. They hated Crips so much, they allowed another race to say, man, we ain't got nothing against y'all, but we want the Crips. And the same people that who really was assisting them, you might have didn't come at us with them, but you allowed them to come at us when we was cuffed up. Their neighborhoods became victims to that same poison. And they the ones who supported the poison because they initiated the poison by not assisting another brother. I don't care what you represent. If you're a black man, black come first. Crip and blood comes second. Family and blackness come first, man. I'd rather have loyalty than love. I want a person to be loyal to me. Don't just love me, be loyal to me. Let's stay down for each other. Hey, watch this. I don't know Big Ron personally, man. If he say he's Raymond cousin, he's Raymond cousin. I can't dispute that because ain't no motherfucker. listen to me. Can't no motherfucker come on here and say T Chuck from Front Hood ain't my little brother. Rainbow ain't my little brother. L.O. rest in peace ain't my little brother. Redbird ain't my nephew. Can't nobody come on here and say Big Ollie and Lil Ollie ain't my cousins. Because I know who my family is. That man know who his family is. I'm not, and I understand that off from Texas. So I'm not getting caught up in that. So I respect that. But listen to me, man. I'm here to let y'all know, man. I'm just trying to be a positive person in the community today. And I'm gonna say, like I always say, is anybody in the greater Los Angeles area, man? That means Compton included, right? All over Los Angeles. Not Lancaster, not Moreno Valley. Los Angeles. If you got paint, all right, thank you all for Texas. If you got gang graffiti on your place of business, on your home, tap into me. I posted a picture of Bam Affordable Painting on my community thing on my page. I put my email on there. Reach out to me. If you buy the paint, I'll take the paint off. If you got a single story home, I ain't gonna charge you no more than 2,000, no less than 1,500 to paint it. It won't be no less than 1,500 if I ain't got to change no termite wood or do no stuccoing up. But I'm here to promote my side business too, man. I paint on the side. I love paint. My job is being a custodian. I'm a janitor. Love my job. It's a paycheck. I'm not out here robbing and stealing. I ain't got to stay on the corner and sell no dope. I don't just hang out all day just to hang out. You understand what I'm saying? So let's learn how to support each other. One more thing. Y'all know I want to create this inner city youth fund sit down for the inner city youth, and I need people to start donate to the cause, man. And we got to learn how to support one another. It's a trip how we can support somebody else, but we don't support each other. Let's start supporting one another, y'all. Cash App $ OG Band 131. From $1 to $5, whatever else you feel you can contribute, just donate, man. I want this inner city sit down. I wanted to get off the ground by February or March of next year. I got people that's ready for it. My boy Artie, he's gonna have backpacks. He's gonna do something in the neighborhood, passing out toys this Christmas. I got to get in contact with Melly Mill because he wants the hood postman there for we can all be there interviewing and y'all can see the live. If you go through some of my shorts, man, go into my page, man, OG Band Fund. Look at my shorts. I done fed the homeless with my homie Big Boo. When I just wasn't working, didn't have nothing to do, I used to call Big Boo, say, man, let me go with you and go feed the homeless. I'm here to, and watch this, anybody with a gang intervention that want a brother to reach out and become a mentor in y'all program, I'm here, man. I'm here. I'm here. If you want me to share my experience, strength, and hope with a younger generation, I'm here. Reach out to OG Bam. I'm not turning down nothing but my collar, man. I ain't doing nothing but uplifting my people. That's what I do, man. It's simple as that. Donate to the cause. OG Bam. Said Nudie didn't believe the call. Hey, I can't call that one Killer Kelly, but I want that video, Killer Kelly. But y'all hit that $ OG Band 131, man. Donate to the cause. It'll be greatly appreciated, man, and well respected. For any black person, all black people that tap into my show, hit that like and subscribe. The Inner City Youth Foundation. Let's eliminate these trolls and the fake motherfuckers that come on YouTube. Let's keep it to the real, keep it 100 at all times, no matter the consequence. I'm gonna call a baller, strike. Let me send my shout out to Kev Mack and the Maniacs and the Mac Heads, the Hood Postman and the Mailroom Goons, OG Gangster 5 Trade Cartoon. I'm gonna tap in with Cartoon sometime before Christmas to see if me and him can do another live together. But y'all contribute to the cause, man. There go the $ on there, OG Bam 131, $ OG Bam 131. You understand what I'm saying? Donate to the cause, man. I know it's Christmas time, but somebody can do it. Let's look out for each other. Let's make this happen. Let's get it off the ground, y'all. There ain't nobody told you they love you today. OG Bam, love you. Peace.